testimony you shall give to the court and the jury in the matter now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Step on up and have a seat, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Could you just take that microphone and pull it as close as you can to you? Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Could you please state your first and your last name and spell both of them?
Curt Phennanstiehl, C-U-R-T, P-F-A-N-N-E-N-S-T-I-E-H-L.
Okay, thank you. How old are you, sir?
55.
And where do you live?
I live in Dover.
Okay, how long have you lived in Dover?
About 20 years.
Okay. And can you tell us, what do you do for a living?
I'm a heavy equipment operator.
And so who do you work for currently?
Town of Sherburn.
What kind of work, what does it mean to be a heavy equipment manager?
Heavy equipment operator.
Operator, sorry.
Operator operates like front-end bucket loaders, excavators, heavy machinery, six-wheel dump trucks.
All right, I'm going to ask you, sir, can you just scooch forward a little bit? That microphone is like 2 inches too short. Okay, thank you. And how long have you worked for the town of Sherburn?
I'm on my 5th year.
And prior to working for the town of Sherburn, where did you work?
I did tree work with a guy in Dover.
And about how long did you do that?
About a year and a half.
And prior to that, what did you do?
I ran my family's business.
Okay. And did you ever do any plowing work?
Yes, I did. I plowed for town of Dover and Sherburn.
About how long did you spend doing that?
For Dover, I did it 9 years.
And how about Sherburn?
The whole time during the winter for the last 5 years. I'm on my 5th year.
Okay. And have you lived in the same house in Dover the whole time that you've lived in Dover, or have you moved?
I've moved.
Okay. How many houses have you had in Dover?
4.
Okay. So I won't make you go through all of them, but in 2020, where were you living?
85 Walpole Street.
85 Walpole Street. And can you just tell us generally where in Dover is 85 Walpole Street?
It's about, I think about a mile from the fire station.
Okay. And by the way, did you have any sort of a professional relationship with the fire station?
Yes, I do till the present. I'm a will call.
What does that mean?
We're on a paging system where you get called whenever there's a fire or a tone goes out. We go. I'm not full time.
Okay. Does Dover have a full-time fire department?
No.
All right. And 85 Walpole Street, what kind of house was that?
It was an old farmhouse.
Okay. And when you say old, about how old?
It's a circa house.
Hundreds of years?
18, I don't even know, 18 something.
Like this courthouse maybe even?
Maybe, yeah.
All right. And are you familiar with 1 Francis Street in Dover?
That was across from my backyard.
Okay. So was it possible to travel from your backyard to 1 Francis Street?
Yeah, I mean, you have to walk around like a big fence.
Okay. Where was the fence?
The fence was between my yard and then their house.
Okay. So even though the 2 houses weren't directly behind each other, did the backyards on some level sort of back up to each other?
I'm sorry, say again, did they back up to each other?
Yeah, parts of the backyards.
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
my house kind of went this way, facing like, there's a pond, facing the pond. And then their house was here.
Okay. And the pond, was that closer to 1 Francis Street or closer to your house?
Theirs was closer, because my house is set back from it, with a
Okay.
driveway in between, and then a garage.
Okay. And do you have children, sir?
Yes,
How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
Okay, overall, he may answer it.
And at some point, did you become acquainted with Katie McLean and Ingolf Tuerk?
Yes.
Do you know when that was?
I'm not exactly sure when it was. We met like at the Legion, American Legion.
And was the American Legion that you met at in Dover?
Yes.
And if we use May of 2020 as a reference point, how long had you known Katie McLean and Ingolf Tuerk in May of 2020?
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years. I'm not 100%.
Okay, but it wasn't just a few weeks or a few months?
Right.
Okay, it had at least been a couple of years, would you say?
Yeah, maybe a little over a year.
Okay. And do you know when you met them, whether you met them together or separately?
I don't remember that because I mean I was at the Legion drinking, so I'm not 100%.
Okay. And when you first met them, you know, whether it was 2018 or 2019, how often would you see them?
I mean, it wasn't like every day or all the time. It was like football games and maybe birthday party or something.
And where would you see them?
At their house.
Okay. And where was their house?
I'm drawing a blank.
Do you remember the street?
No, I can't think of the street.
That's okay. If I said 29 Valley Road, would that
Yeah.
sound familiar?
Valley Road, yeah.
Okay. And how would you get from your house to Valley Road? How far away is it?
Maybe a mile
Okay.
or
And-
less.
A mile or less?
Yeah, I don't remember.
And when you saw Katie McLean and Ingolf Tuerk, would they always be together or would you see them separately as well?
No, I think that I saw them together.
Okay. Would you ever spend time with them separately?
Once I think I went with Harry to the dump.
And do you know about when that was?
I don't.
Okay. And had you met their children?
Yes, when I was at their house.
Okay. Both sets of children? Both Katie's children and Harry's children?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And had you met any of their ex-spouses?
No.
And did you have both of their cell phone numbers?
Yes.
Okay. And would you communicate with both Katie and Harry on their cell phones?
Yes.
Your Honor, would this be a convenient time to stop for the day?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you may step down, sir. All right, so we're going to break for the day. You can leave.